Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now today we react into Season 2 Episode 6 of the Ricky Gervais Show, and this one is called Kidneys. Now, looking forward to getting into this one. What I do want is that Carl's poem is a recurring theme, because last episode, it was incredible. There's nothing more I could say, it was incredible. So I'm hoping that's back in this episode, and yeah, looking forward to getting into it, guys. And if you guys are new around here, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Here we go, guys. HBO Entertainment. Kidneys, I mean, that could relate to so many things, to be honest. I have no idea what to expect.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Carl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless conversations.
And they always
This
are
is one of
pointless.
them.
Testing. Is that alright?
Of course it is, pal.
Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And
Hello.
the little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington.
Alright.
You know? Why did they just... Oh, guys.
What's
I
been
love
going
it.
on? What's been going on?
I've been to hospital.
Oh, no.
Rushed to hospital, like emergency and that. Had a tube put on my knob.
You had a tube put up your knob?
Yeah.
What's the story?
Kidney stones.
Ooh.
So, shouldn't really be here, to be honest, doing this. He said rest. And that. Climbing them stairs on the way in. Is
To be
just-
quite honest, it doesn't look like you're expending a lot of energy at the moment. It's like at Zookeeper going, oh, that sloth move today. Calm down.
Yeah, but I had to get here. It's been raining. I
Yeah,
had to come up the stairs. I had to carry the computer.
yeah.
Well, that's not entirely true because your girlfriend was carrying it. I saw her outside.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
And then you handed it to me and said, "Steve, carry
God
this." So
almighty.
Yeah, I know.
that's already a lie.
Christ almighty. Whinging.
Not when.
I have heard kidney stones
I'm in
is
show
very
business.
painful, though.
I know loads of people that wake up every day with a sore knob, feeling like they've had their kidneys probed, and they would say they're unconscious. So they don't whinge about it; they get straight back onto it. They, a lot of them are on TV now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
straight back to hosting game shows.
Ah,
So you're rushed to hospital.
So take us through the events because it does sound quite dramatic. You started feeling a bit of pain, did you initially?
Felt a bit of pain, and I thought, yeah, maybe I just pulled a muscle or something when I've been wrestling with Ricky and that, because you don't know what damage has been done.
yeah. Well, I didn't know they wrestled,
So
to
I
be
just
fair.
think it'll go in a minute, and then it didn't. It got a bit badder.
It got badder, did it?
Better.
So then I
A bit
thought
better.
I
Oh,
was crippled. I was lying on the floor in agony, looking on the internet, looking for a sort of
Still looking at
solutions.
Monkey News.
I just
Oh,
put
that's
in,
a
like,
missed
bellyache
feature,
and
isn't
stuff,
it?
And they were saying me loads of different things. And what I used to do when I was a kid, I used to always just get a cold ashtray and put that on my belly, and the coldness used to get rid of the badness.
Amazing.
Golden's got it.
Like a witch doctor.
Yeah.
This is like
I mean, if it works, it works. I've never done it myself,
Fifth
but
century remedy,
Yeah.
written in mud. Coldness doth get away with the badness.
Why specifically an ashtray?
Just because they sort of old cold.
They're old cold. What?
I don't know what this is. I love this idea that he had the operation and he comes round and they're talking to him and his girlfriend gets a phone call and they say, Mr. Pilkington's maybe complications. He's just talking rubbish. She goes, oh, good.
Yeah, he's back to his old self.
oh, dear.
Why specifically an ashtray? Sorry, because it's old cold. I understand it's old
Oh
cold.
yeah, we understand. Everyone who's done a medical degree understands old cold, but old cold belly badness. If you want to buy that book, old cold belly badness.
mean, if it works, it works. I mean, anything cold
History of abdominal
could
surgery by
work.
Carl Pilkington.
No, it just if
But you put it in the freezer or something
you
first?
can do if you want, but they're normally cold anyway.
Yeah.
Sort of thick glass, and that it holds the cold. But we don't smoke in our house, so I had to use a plate.
That's madness. A plate's not going to work.
No.
Obviously, a plate doesn't work.
no.
You just need to get yourself a big old ashtray.
You put a plate on your belly, but that didn't do any.
That didn't work. So called Suzanne and said, "Oh, I'm in agony here." She said, "Go to the doctors then."
Good advice.
So
A lot of people have done that straight away, as opposed to going through the plate ashtray.
Straight back. So he went to hospital and he went to hospital and he said, "Have you got an ashtray?"
They went, no, especially an ashtray.
This is no smoking.
So anyway, so then we get in a cab and whatever, you go there. I have an X-ray,
His voice is even more boring than usual, isn't it?
Extraordinary, isn't it? Yeah.
Fuck me.
and they put me on a drip and everything. Give me some morphine and stuff.
Morphine?
And found out that I had kidney stones. So that's why I was in hospital. And they get them out by... I don't know what's gone on, to be honest. I've got some tube inside me.
Oh.
From my kidney to my bladder. That's helping me stuff get about.
Yeah.
And so there's a little tube up the end of your knob into your...
Yeah, it's not there now. It's high up.
Right.
So it's high up between my kidney and my bladder.
But why didn't you have the thing where they go in the side? You had the choice to...
Because I said to the doctor, I said, I'm not a doctor. I said, what do you
He
think?
went, "Stop putting yourself down, Carl.
He said,
We need you in the operating theatre now."
he just said,
You're doing your
I
surgery.
said to him, what should I have done? Because he said, if you want, go home and we'll get you in again or something.
Right.
Something like that. And I said, no, I might as well have it done properly.
Yeah.
Have it done now.
Just
whilst I'm
sort
in.
it out.
The choice was
Sort it
having it
out.
properly or go home.
It was something like that. He said there's something you can do. And I said, oh,
Flush it out.
no, because it's too big. It's something like 7 millimeters.
Ooh.
And it's basically because you don't drink enough water.
Yeah. So anyway, I said, what do you think I should have done? And he said, tube up the knob. And I said, not my favourite one of the choice. But if that's what you think.
If it has
So
to
he
be
said,
done.
yeah, have that. He did me little diagrams, which didn't help. Like showing,
How big
like,
did he draw your knob?
sort of normal size.
Yeah, was
It
it?
was all right.
You weren't offended by them.
But he wanted into detail. It's just, more the tubes and stuff in your
Yeah.
bladder and your kidney.
What was your ball bag like? Did he draw that?
He didn't do that bit. He left that bit out.
Okay, right.
But he said, we'll just pop that up there. And then that's when Ricky turned up to visit.
Oh
He
no.
came in laughing at me because we sat there in like me underpants and stockings.
Oh no.
Yeah. Why were you? He was there. No, he wasn't in bed. He was sort of out of bed with his little drip, right? He had his little boxer shorts on, just sat there, right, in his pants, right, and he had stockings on.
Yeah,
Why?
because they stop clots or something. They put them on your legs. It's like, when people have got big veins.
Oh, so the hospital
and they
put
go
him on
plane.
it. Then it's not
Right.
his personal
You
stockings,
said you're not a
right?
doctor.
No, but I've seen it because Suzanne's mum did it, and she put them on ridiculously early, like 3 days before we were going away, and I'd never been away before, and everything was like over the top. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was like, I best put them on. And so I put them on, and they I don't know what it is. It's something when you're under, your blood doesn't move about the same,
Right.
and it can clot up in your leg. So you wear these tight tights.
And I came in to cheer him up, didn't I?
Yeah.
Was that a nice, cheery experience?
Probably not.
I had a
Probably
headache
not.
at the time. I think I was a bit stressed out.
Well, he's just the man you want at that point.
Yeah. Well, it's weird how it suddenly all happened quick. And I woke up with an Irish woman over me going, are you alright? You alright? So it's stinging a bit. She said, I'll give you some more morphine.
Yeah.
And I sort of put my head up to have a look at my tackle because I wanted to see
If it was still there.
what was attached to it. Do you know what I mean? Because they said something about they might leave some string hanging out of it so they can pull the tube out.
It makes you talk.
So, I had a look for that. Couldn't see any of that.
Yeah.
But as she put the morphine in, all the muscles in your body go funny. My head just collapsed.
Oh.
But I'm in agony now, and
Are you in agony right now as we speak?
yeah, certain. But it does make you think now. Do you know what I mean? Like life and everything. I mean, it's weird how it's all happened in the last month. From seeing that bee sort of die.
No. This is not a near-death experience.
It is
You
a
had a
little bit.
routine operation to remove kidney stones because you don't drink enough water.
It's all making sense, guys.
No,
it's
but
all
This is not
coming
a shark
together. The
attack.
bee, the
Yeah, but
kidney stones.
It's all life-threatening. Otherwise, you wouldn't have to fill out forms, would you? Saying if everything goes wrong, Suzanne can have the house or whatever.
Do you have to fill out those
They
forms?
keep taking your heartbeats and stuff, and your blood pressure. I don't like knowing about that. I just leave it.
Yeah.
It's happening. Don't be messing with
That
it.
does
Stop
sound a little
measuring
bit scary.
Stop measuring it.
it. No, do you know what I
Is
mean?
that the same with
though?
a knob?
It's that thing of like. that
That's
thing
what
on-
the anaesthetist was doing when you were under, wasn't it? He was comparing the diagram to the actual thing.
Oh God.
what is the closest thing sort of living that's nothing?
I don't know what you mean.
What?
What's like the closest? Like, do you know at some point something's gone from nothing to something, hasn't it?
No, I don't know. I don't understand what you mean.
I'd
Do you
say
mean
a
what is
tadpole.
The first and lowest and most primitive and most simple form of life.
Or like bacteria or something.
He's right here in this room, Rick.
Say like when you look at a stick insect,
Right.
you go, right, there's a slight crossover there from a stick to a living thing.
No, it's not.
It didn't used to be a
No,
stick.
it's not. There's no biological
They came
relationship
from
between it and a
sticks.
stick.
But there isn't much difference between the two, is what I mean.
Of course there is.
It's a
There
huge
isn't.
difference.
They just sit there looking like a stick. That's their skill.
Yes, but there's nothing to do with being a stick. It's like camouflage. That's like saying when a soldier puts on combat gear, you're saying he's a cross between a human and a shrub.
What I'm saying is, have you seen them weird things that just look like they sort of look like a leaf?
Yeah, there are insects that have evolved to look like a leaf.
At some point, something has had it away with a leaf.
No, at no point has something had it away with a leaf.
No, to make it look that much like a
No.
leaf.
He can't.
At no point did a beetle shag a leaf. It's superficial. It's the way it looks. That's all.
Guys, that is a
That's like
strange
saying
image.
Comedians must have mated with green once. They are green.
No, but
it
what-
looks like a leaf.
But then how does it meet? How does it have relationships? It will be going around sort of having it away with a leaf.
No, it won't, because it doesn't know what it looks like. It doesn't matter. It's not like a stick insect will be talking to a stick for ages and go, "Oh, I've wasted my time."
Trying to
This
get it
cunt's
on.
dead.
Oh god.
Rude.
I was chatting to her. She was foxy, but she was giving me nothing.
But Dave, that's not a stick insect. That's a stick.
What are you talking about?
That's a stick. You've been talking to a stick all night. I thought.
I can't believe it. I just thought she had a great slim figure.
No, it's actually a real stick.
Well, I've been watching birds more than insects recently.
Oh,
In
okay.
the-
Alright.
Gone from
in the
insects.
last week,
Levelling up.
because I've sort of looked at the ant and the bee and that.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with the ant, was
What I
he?
found with
Lazy.
pigeons is they've got wings, yet they walk a lot.
I'd love that to be a thesis where he got like a £500,000 grant from a university, and they said, "Well, Pilkington seems to he's done ants and he's done bees. He's followed ants. Apparently, they're not doing anything. Some of them are lazy. We are granting him another £500,000. He's been working on it for a year. Please welcome Carl Pilkington."
Carl, what have you found?
Well, even though pigeons have wings, they walk a lot.
Well, I heard, and you told me this, so I know it's true.
What?
Do you know when I talked about replacing blood with coconut? What was it?
Well, one, it said coconut milk can be used as plasma, but I haven't had that verified because it's off one of those websites where there are spurious facts.
But what do you think of that, Steve? I mean, I've sort of touched on it.
But I've just got to echo what Ricky said. I can't have an opinion unless it's been verified.
But why aren't you just being open-minded enough to go, well...
Well, no.
But
That's
it's not
not being
a question of being
open-minded. Open-minded isn't believing everything you hear. You don't believe everything you read, do you?
a lot of stuff you kind of go, well, that's interesting.
But what we talked about this. What about Noah's Ark?
What about it?
Well, you said you believed it because it's in book form, but according to that, didn't he get 2 of every species on a big boat? But we know that's impossible, don't we?
Depends where he was. If he was above a zoo, there would have been a lot of different stuff knocking about. That's my only problem. What I'm saying is, where was he floating where he could get an elephant, a giraffe, a cat, a dog, a gerbil?
So he's saying,
Where
what's
were
the
all these things
location
floating
where
about?
all these
Exactly.
animals are?
That's
Right.
my
These
only
Old Testament
downfall.
zoos, they were quite
Yeah, but
big,
exactly.
weren't
But you're right. You're questioning it. How is it possible?
But I've just said, a zoo.
There's no zoo that has got 1% of all animal species.
Well, I don't know where he got them from then.
There's a
Yeah.
couple of million species of animal. And how did he round these animals
Oh,
up?
I feel like Ricky is
'Cause they were
just
drowning,
taking
so they
away
were
all of
looking for any
Carl's
boat.
inner beliefs.
they? So they were actively seeking out an ark.
Well, they would have just been looking for anything to get hold of.
Yeah, and where did he keep them all? How did he keep them all separate? How did he...
At that point,
Oh, no, the lions at the otter.
no, because at that point, it's that thing in it of how you all pull together in a bad situation.
Shit.
You all chip in. Like, oh God, you know, let's be nice to our neighbours.
Right. So there's spiders talking to flies and...
Well, they
Lions
were just
talking to elephants, yeah.
The spiders don't have to knock about with the lions just because they're all in it together. They get their own little area, don't they?
Well, I don't know. How big is this boat?
It's big. It's big. It's a big boat.
It's a very big boat.
How long? What was the warning?
It's an ark.
From God to make it.
I don't know.
It's a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Two of every species, Carl. How big would this boat have to be?
Yeah, it's big.
You can't just keep saying it's big, because I know in your mind you're imagining this ark. There's a boat with Noah up the front with his wife, 2 giraffes behind him, their necks there, 2 elephants, and it just and it's
And
just
it
like,
goes on
it's
and
just
on
like
and on.
elephant, giraffe, hippo, dog, cat, weasel, couple of frogs, and a spider talking to a fly, going, "Let's get on." But when we're off here, you're dead.
But what would you have done then? Would you? Are you saying that you wouldn't get on there because it's too noisy?
It's not a question of what
It
would
didn't
you have
happen.
done.
It didn't happen.
To be honest, I'm not bothered. And they got through it, didn't they? They got through it. They're here now.
Exactly.
We're not short of them.
Exactly.
If anything, like I said, he didn't do us a favour because he saved too much. You can't move out there for stuff.
Oh. Heard it all, guys.
Oh, chimpanzee!
He's ran it down. Here we go, guys. What has Carl been
That's
writing
the jingle
today?
for excerpts from Carl's diary.
Best
This is
bit
all,
of the show.
Legitimate
Best
stuff.
bit of the
Again,
show.
I've had no input in this. This is the first time we get to read it. Went and did some shopping for stuff as it was my turn. Suzanne moaned a bit because I forgot orange juice and bought some cheap toilet paper. She always buys the expensive toilet paper. I don't know why they make toilet paper with pretty patterns on it.
Fair point.
That
Fair
made it
point.
into the diary.
Up and out at 9 o'clock to go to the Cotswolds. Now, I think this was a gift for your girlfriend, wasn't it, for her
Yeah,
birthday?
it was a
You went to the
birthday and
Cotswolds,
that, so I just went for one night.
Got the car and headed off. We found the B&B, but they wouldn't let us in the room because we were early. We went for a walk. There was not much around the B&B, so we had a quick walk around the car park. Went back in. Happy birthday.
No.
The room was now ready. It's an all right room. 3 biscuits, so I ate them straight away. Like a child, like a dog.
Oh, I can just imagine him being so excited.
No, get off the bed, not on the furniture. The room overlooked the car park that we'd already been round to. You're staring at that window. Remember when we went there?
We'll always have the car park.
Yeah. Oh, God. The room had posh coat hangers in the wardrobe with sponge on them.
So I ate the sponge.
Don't think they are needed.
Nah.
We went and booked a table for Sunday dinner. I had beef. It was nice enough, but there was a family of 13 behind us. I don't see the
13.
point in going out in large numbers. They annoyed me. One of the family asked for sorbet before his next course. He was only about 11. He thought he was it.
Look at that face.
I said to Suzanne, I've had enough and needed a kip. Watch Planet Earth on BBC One. They filmed a panda for 4 weeks and all it did was sit in its cave. It did nout. If I was Fiat, I wouldn't name one of my cars after them as it suggests it won't work or go very far. It'd be like bringing out a Ford Sloth. No one would buy it.
I would love that ad campaign. Oh,
I'm
that's
pretty
amazing.
sure
Oh,
they didn't
God.
name.
New Vauxhall Slug.
We had a look around the local village. There wasn't much to it. We did the usual thing and had a look around the church graveyard to see how old the dead people are.
Oh, that's a pretty daunting thing. Oh, just the usual thing. Oh my God.
She's seen the car park, and now let's go and play how old the dead people are.
I like the fact that you mentioned we did the usual thing.
The
of having
usual
a look
thing,
round
yeah.
The church graveyard. Do you make her do that every
That's
time
what
you
you
go
do,
away?
innit? 'Cause they've
I
got
like the
nothing.
fact. I want to know what she did for 2 hours when you slept. She just looked out at the car park, just like memories.
But look, that's what you do, though, isn't it? When you go to these places, there's nothing else unless you want fudge. Or,
Go to the toffee
you
shop.
walk around the church graveyard and have a look. It's nothing.
We went home. It took 3 hours to drive back. People say they go to the country to see the wildlife. I saw rabbits, pheasants, and a fox on the way home. They were all dead in the road.
Ah.
I was just intrigued to know, because Rob from Burton-on-Trent has sent this in, and he wants to know that, because he's just started seeing someone, and he wants to know what your advice, Carl, is on how to keep her happy. So, what's your advice really for someone who's just
McDonald's
started a relationship?
breakfast.
I mean, you've been with Suzanne for what, 9 years?
Ages. I think you should just do what you want, and then if they like it, then they're the right ones for you.
I mean,
So don't go out of your way too much. I mean, I got the posh badge for a birthday.
yeah.
That's once a year. Rest of the time, it's kind of like, you know, I like weird stuff. I like watching weird stuff and all that. Now and again, I won't make her watch it. I'll tape it.
You know what? That's a nice thing to do, yeah.
But sometimes,
I do agree with Carl's thing
sometimes
to an
you just
extent.
say, no, come on, the bloke with the 2 heads on, I want to watch it live.
Yeah, you've got to have compromise in a
So,
relationship.
give and take is what you're
May
saying
it be
there.
2
That's all.
heads.
It shouldn't be hard. As soon as it's hard, it's not right. So just go about your business. As soon as
Yeah.
she joins in.
Woke up to the Commonwealth Games on the radio. Now, what are you making of the Commonwealth Games? Is that something that interests you? Are you a sports fan?
I'm not really. It just seems to be sort of wasted. If people are running fast, use it. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just trying to beat your own record or someone else's, do something where you do have to run. If you're a good swimmer, be a lifeguard. Don't be messing about going up and down.
I was swimming recently. I do a lot of swimming, and I've never quite mastered my front crawl. Just never quite nailed the breathing, because it's quite tricky, isn't it? You know, you
You have to go up to the side and everything.
So I'm in the swimming pool in the local gym, and there's a guy bombing up and down, really doing a great forward stroke. So I waited till he came up and sort of went, excuse me, mate. I was just watching you when you were doing your front crawl. I was really impressed. Could you just watch me when I do mine and tell me if I'm going
Why
right?
would you go to a man?
I know, and that was what that was the problem. Is only as I was saying it did I realise what it sounded like. I've just been watching
There's
you
nothing wrong with
swimming
it.
up and down. I was really impressed.
And you're both in speedos.
Speedos. You know, I'm got the goggles on, prescription goggles, so that I can see when I'm swimming.
But why do you need them? There's nothing in a pool to look at. It's not like you're scuba diving. There's
Well,
nothing. It's
hold
just
on. Clearly there is something to look at in a pool.
Well, no, I wasn't checking. Well, I was checking him out, but I was checking him out for swimming.
I don't
tips.
think there's anything wrong with that.
And
You're
he
just
looked
asking
at me
for a
when
little
I
bit of
asked him,
advice.
Can you just watch me and offer me any tips?
Yeah.
And he just
Steve,
looked at me like I was just mental.
That is such a strange thing to say. Can you just watch?
No, they're taking this out of
Well,
context.
He was innocently
It's-
motivated.
Exactly. It's
But what a strange thing to go up to someone and...
But what civilization are we living in where we can't just ask our fellow man to help us out with our
I
fault?
completely agree with
We're in a
Stephen.
society where we can't. But you know that. It's a strange thing to say.
But sometimes it's nice to just think, no, do you know what? I'm not going to fall into the trap of
I
thinking
agree.
he's immediately going to think I'm gay or that I'm chatting him up. I'm just going to ask him to do me a favour. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nah.
What if he said, yeah, it's just good, yeah. Do you mind coming and help me with my plastering?
But it's not the same. He's in the swimming pool. He's
Yeah.
there in the pool. He's swimming up and down. He's, you know,
It's-
not
it's
snooking
all-
off, isn't
it's
it?
like a
just
team
offer bit of
effort,
kind
yeah.
advice. If your car's broken down in the middle of nowhere and someone drives by, you know, it's a generous thing to do. Just stop and maybe look under the bonnet and help them out.
Exactly.
But I don't see how that's any different. And in the end, he did, and all he asked was that I wake him off.
Oh, and that's it, guys. Right. So there was no Carl's poem. I thought they said that was going to be a recurring thing. I was looking forward to that, but oh well, it's what it is. It's what it is. Stephen's thing. I mean, you're literally in a pool and you see someone with a good front crawl. Maybe if you don't phrase it like, "Oh, I was checking you out, geezer." Maybe if you phrase it like, "Hello, mate. How you doing?" Oh, I don't even know how to phrase it myself. Like, you're in the pool, you see this guy, and you're like, "Excuse me, I really like your front crawl, but I'm doing mine wrong. Do you have any advice for me?" And then you just do it, and I don't think it's weird. I think it's taking it a little bit out of context. No, let's keep it going. Sponge coat hangers, yeah, don't see the point in them myself. The whole Noah's Ark thing. Noah's Ark, like, it's I mean, whether you believe in it or not, if that's something Carl believes in, and Ricky just should let him be on it. I mean, it's not harming anyone, Carl, thinking like that, is it? It is what it is. Stick and sex, having sex with sticks, completely not. It just doesn't work. Kidney stones, right. I've heard they can be painful, and I've heard you do have to put a tube up there and everything to get it out, and it does seem like a pretty traumatic experience, and the fact he's still doing the podcast is impressive, to say the least. The bee, the fact there was the bee dying, this happening to Carl, it could be a whole conspiracy, you know, all of that stuff. It's, you know, it is what it is, guys, it is what it is. But no, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I really enjoyed this episode, kidneys, and obviously the title relates to the kidney stones. But yeah, this was a really good one, and if you guys enjoyed me reacting to it, please click like, please click subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.